Assalamualaikum. Hi guys. Today I would like to deliver chapter number 6 about factors that affect distribution into abiotic component or non-living components. Here there are temperature, moisture, light, nutrients and salinity. Okay, this is chapter outlines. If you look at that, okay, after we finish this chapter, you should be able to understand about factors that affect distribution more into abiotic factors, which are temperature, moisture, light, nutrients and salinity. So this is an outline. There are 9 sub-chapters altogether. Number 1, options with the climatic condition, how to do organism tolerate with temperature and moisture, with 2 examples here. Number 3, temperature and moisture limit the distribution. Also there are 3 examples here. Number 4, interaction between temperature and moisture, again 2 examples. Number 5, adaptation to temperature and moisture, also 2 examples. Light, important as a cure seasonal climate, there are 2 examples. Light adaptation, 2 examples. Water chemistry, 1 example. Calcium pH and pH, there are 1 example. And soil salinity, there are 1 example. So we continue with the lesson. So temperature and moisture, they are actually under abiotic component, of course. So this is the importance of temperature and moisture. Of course, organisms have 2 options with the climate conditions of their habitats. Okay, number 1, accommodate with a temperature and moist, and number 2, escape by some evolutionary adaptation. Okay, how well do organisms tolerate temperature and moisture? Number 1, each organism has a range of temperature, upper and lower lateral limits, and they are not constant for each species. So it depends on type of species. Okay. Number 2, organisms also acclimate physiological. Okay, they into more physiology manner. Okay. Number 3, temperature and moisture may act as on any stage of the life cycle and can limit distribution by the following: survival, reproduction, development of young, interaction with other organisms near their limit of the tolerance for competition, predation, parasitism and disease. And number 4, organisms respond differently to some environmental variables during different phases of their life cycle. For example, udang putih that we have discussed last time, and also siakap. Okay. So I think this is about udang putih case, but I think I don't want to discuss about this one again, because we have discussed about this one for the previous lesson, and this one also the same thing for siakap. Okay, how to show the temperature or moisture limit distribution? We will proceed as follows. Number 1, determine the phase of the life cycle that is more sensitive. Okay, for example, for juvenile white prawn is sensitive to high salinity, but they are more responsive to while they are in deeper area. Okay. Number 2, determine the physiological tolerance range of the life cycle phase. For example, also the same thing, matured white prawn that can reproduce and responsive at high salinity or the marine area. Okay. And number 3, show the temperature and moisture range where its live microclimate is allowable within its geographic range and little outside its geographic range. Okay, this is you may refer to figure 7.5. Okay, again, this is about what we have told you before, figure 7.5, the hypothetical comparison of the tolerance zone of an organism and the temperature and or moisture ranges of the microclimate where it lives. The tolerance zone is sensitive. Okay, the tolerance zone is measured for the stage of the life cycle that is most sensitive to temperature or moisture, and it is divided into 2 zones, which are the optimal zone, dark blue, and the marginal zone, the light blue. Okay, in the example, the organism can live at A and B, okay, but cannot tolerate C and D. Okay, the same principle can be applied to other physical, for example, chemical factors, okay, such as pH. Okay, example number 1 for passerine birds. Okay, tolerate with the temperature. So what happened? The range limits of endotherms. Endotherm is actually warm-blooded. Okay, correlates with climatic variable. The distribution of passerine birds in North America correlate with maximum temperature. If you look at figure 7.6, the northern limit of the Pope, okay, here, okay, so the southern and the north one, okay. Okay, the northern limit of the Pope is at minus 4 degrees Celsius and linked with the energetic demand associated with temperature. Lower temperature requires higher metabolic rates to maintain body temperature, and also there is a limit to feeding rates. So this is the related figure. Example number 2 for red kangaroo tolerate with moisture. Okay, the distributional boundary of the red kangaroo, scientific name Magale rufa, coincides with the 400 mm rainfall contour and do not spread outside the rainfall contour. Because they are not direct cause effect, the red kangaroo feed generally on arid zone grasses that are restricted to low rainfall areas. Figure 7.57. Okay, this is 7.7 about the kangaroo. Example number 3, plants tolerate with moisture. In plants, resistant to drought is achieved in many ways. Okay, improvement for number 1, improvement of water uptake of root, okay, for the deeper root. Number 2, storage of water for cacti. And number 3, prevention during drought season. And during this time, you know, for prevention during drought season, they will reduce water loss via stomata. For example, sunken stomata in pine or waxy stomata in a prickle pear. So they will reduce cuticular respiration thick cuticle in cacti, reduction of leaf surface area, small leaf, peeling of leaf during drought, orientation of leaf vertical, reduce solar radiation and evaporation in espargo grass, which are root behavior in acacia plant, circular leaf and stem in bryophyllum and euphorbia. Okay, this is interaction between temperature and moisture. Okay, what's that? Drought can restrict plant distribution. Two types of drought. Number 1, soil drought. Soil is actually deficient for soil moisture, desert of absolute shortage of water, okay, constituted by high temperature. Meanwhile, for frost drought or winter drought, relative shortage of water or plant, low temperature can create droughts, okay. Water availability is the critical variable. So in both cases, loss of water through leaf and stem, they will uptake uptake water via roots, okay. Example number 1, this is shown by example the lowly pine, okay. He correlated meteorological data with the pine distribution, compared natural distribution and calculate distribution. He found good agreement between observed limits nature to of range and limit map from meteorological data, okay. For northern limit set by winter low temperature, winter drought, rate of water uptake of in lowly pine decreases rapidly at winter or low temperature. So water is critical, not valuable in liquid form. Okay, this is figure 7.7 about that. Example number 2, intertidal zone. Two species of barnacle or turritip dominate the British coast. You can take a look at page figure 7.12. There are two types of barnacle here, which are Catamalis stylatus and Balanus balanoides, okay. Okay, the A1, your right hand side, and your left hand side, the blue color one, the one is Balanus balanoid B, okay. Okay, this is actually figure 7.12, distribution of two common British barnacles. Okay, if you look at that, A is southern species, A is your left hand side, and Balanus balanoid is your B, okay, northern species. Okay, what happened? Catamalis stellatus, a southern species dominant in upper intertidal zone and high tolerant to long exposure to air, because there is limits. Upper limit is set by desiccation, is a lower limit set by competition for space with balanoids. So C. stellatus can survive in balanous zone if the latter is removed. So balanoid for northern species has fast growth as compared to C. stellatus, and so force out the latter from the middle intertidal zone. Its limit is determined by temperature and desiccation. It has lower tolerance to higher temperature and desiccation. That's why it cannot occupy C. stellatus space. Its lowest limit is set by competition of space with algae and predation by gastropods. Okay, this is actually the location, okay, for upper to the zone, middle to the zone. Okay, if you look at if you look at this figure, two types of zone. Okay, upper intertidal zone, the red color one, and blue color one is middle intertidal zone. Okay, this is actually the same thing. I think you can read by yourself. Okay, we continue ecotype next after this. Thank you.